Hello, welcome to this video. This video is at the request of a community member that they would like to see something that shows how somebody specifically in the US will get a hold of some ERG and then perhaps do something like lending on it or swap it at a DEX or take you through all those steps. So let's make this video right from the start all the way to the end. So this assumes a couple things. This is assuming that you already have a Coinbase account and you've already done the KYC with your ID and you've already attached your bank account or your credit card or your debit card or however you're purchasing crypto. This also assumes that you have a Kucoin account. And if you're in the US, you cannot KYC with Kucoin. So, well, let me doxing myself. Nice. You cannot KYC with Kucoin. You will have to just do a normal basic account that has some withdrawal limitations, but it does allow you to do swaps. And this is where we're going to swap for ERG. So let's get started. Well, we also need Nautilus wallet right here or Ergo mobile wallet on your phone. Either way, for this tutorial, we'll use Nautilus wallet, which is available at the Chrome store right here. Very fantastic wallet. I mean, honestly, all the wallets on Ergo are fantastic. So whatever you pick is fine. And the DEX we're going to be interacting with can be used both Ergo mobile or Nautilus. So either or. Okay, let's start back to here. We're going to hit buy and sell right off the main dashboard. And you can see, I will black this out so you don't know what bank I'm at. But you can see we have an option of buying in dollars or buying in the actual currency that we're buying so that we know what, how much we're getting. We're going to do it in dollars. So we're going to say $50. And now Kucoin has a couple different trading pairs with ERG. It has USDT and Bitcoin. Unfortunately, Coinbase has USDC coin, so we can't go directly from a stable coin to Kucoin, which makes some people nervous when they use Bitcoin because sometimes it might take 20-30 minutes to get that transaction verified before you can do anything with it in Kucoin, and by then they may miss whatever price movement they're aiming for. So some people choose XLM, ADA. We're going to choose XLM just for speed-wise to get it there fast for this video so I don't have to do so many cuts. I'm going to black some of this out, but you should be able to see that we have different choices of what we can pay with. We can do a wire transfer, we can do PayPal, we can do a bank, which is a debit card essentially. Or we can do a direct connect your bank account to it and withdraw. Now the differences are, if we do a withdrawal from a bank, we're waiting a few days. If we do my debit card, my checking card essentially, we get instant access to the funds. If we do PayPal, I actually don't know. I've never used PayPal, I guess. I don't know why I hooked it up there. I don't know if that's instant or not. And then, of course, there are wire transfers, which are even more time, but it's for amounts greater than your limit. So you'll see I have some limits here, and those fluctuate depending on how much you've purchased or how much you're trusted to do and how much you've done in the past. So those may fluctuate during your time there. At least they did for me. So we're going to pay with my check card, hooked to my bank account. And we're going to do $50. Be careful. It's a one-time purchase. If you want, and you want to do a daily purchase, then, be your own guest there kind of thing. So here we go. Preview buy of XLM. It's going to tell us that we're buying 497.24 XLM at 0.09 cents per XLM. And they're going to take a $2 fee. We're going to get $48 worth of XLM. For a total added together of $50. And they want you to invest weekly again. They're really pushing that pretty hard, aren't they? So we're going to buy now. And at this point, I don't think it asks me for dual factor. Although, let's see. Your order was submitted. Great. Okay. So while we're waiting for, now it says new balance, it's never ready in 10 seconds. So you got to wait at least 60 seconds before you try to send it out. So while we're doing that, we're going to head over to Kucoin and we're going to go up to assets. You know, when you log into Kucoin, it'll drop you right in your account up here. So let's go to assets and we're going to go to, it doesn't list it, does it? Let's go to overview maybe. That's probably where we are. Here we go. Yep. No, thank you, Kucoin. We're going to go to funding main right here. And we're going to look for XLM. And there it is. So on our funding wallet, we're going to look for XLM. Kucoin divides this stuff up into funding, trading, and margin. And it's just an organizational method, but it's interesting because we can't do much from our funding. We have to transfer it to our trading to actually do something with it. And then when we want to transfer it out, we have to transfer it back to our funding. It's whatever. It is what it is, but you'll get the hang of it. So we're going to start off with our funding. We want to put it directly into our funding. I don't yeah, we can't transfer directly to our trading. All right, so XLM in our funding wallet, we're going to go to deposit. Now, the unique thing about XLM that I think you need to be careful about, it's going to give us one network choice. Yes, this is what you need to be careful about. On some tokens or coins, you need to put a specific code in the memo address because we're sending to a general wallet on Kucoin. And it needs to know that this transaction is meant for us. Okay? If you miss that memo step with XLM, you're boned. You might be able to call them up. So you can see I've done some deposits in the past of XLM. Okay, so let's hit OK. So there's the address we're sending it to. I might block this out. And here's the memo. I might block that out as well. So we're going to copy the address. We're going to go back to Coinbase and we're going to send and receive. All again, right from the dashboard, they have all these pop-ups. And it shows us that we have XLM. Oh, look at all that Bitcoin. Nice. Send all. Okay. Sometimes if you try to hit it really fast, you're not going to get it all. And did we lose 60 cents in the process? I think we lost 60 cents. Or it's not letting us send it all. Yeah, we lost 60 cents during this whole 2 minutes. So 47, we're going to send all. 2, we're going to paste in that address. We're going to go back to Kucoin and we're going to copy the memo. There we go. And then you can say, something like that. If you ever have to call support, at least I'll do that. Let's just double check. Starts with a G, ends with a P, starts with a 1, ends with a 5. GP15, and Ergo is awesome, ingrained in the XLM blockchain forever. And we hit continue. Now here's where we are forced to, you are sending, yep, thanks for verifying for me. 0 fee, fantastic. Well, I'm going to leave that in because you can see how much of a pain in that asset is. That was unnecessary of Coinbase. Nothing timed out there. And it's going to make me tool factor again. Yep. That was interesting. Coinbase can use dual mobile, I believe. Yes. Let's see. We'll definitely black this out for you. Okay. Maybe they banned me because I wrote Ergo is awesome. It was not nice, Coinbase. Let's try this again. Send all. Back here. Copy. Paste. Memo. Don't mistake memo for note. XLM has a specific memo. Some other tokens on like the other chains may have you put stuff in the notes. No. It's a memo. So 5.1 GP, great, good. Okay, let's continue. Now we should have to do our, yep, there we go. Authenticator again to verify. Let's do this. As soon as it says okay, it should give us our view transaction. Yep, takes a few seconds. XLM is pretty fast. Look at that. Let's go to, nope, that's not what I wanted. All right, so now let's leave that up. We'll go over here, and if we refresh the page, it refreshes itself, but within a minute or two, we should see it pop up here pending. Watch, this is going to be the time where XLM takes an hour, and we're waiting and waiting. There we go. Already done on the next refresh. See, 497. It's XLM's very fast block time. Deposit history on today at 9:22 Eastern time. Okay, so now that it's there, we can close Coinbase and we can go to our funding main. Now, if we hide small balances, we can, come on. You think that's a small balance? That hurts Kucoin. That really hurts a lot. Okay, so it thinks $50 is a small balance, but whatever. So we have to get this into the trading sub wallet. Okay, so next we hit transfer on our XLMs, and we transfer everything from funding to trading. It already knows that we want to do that, so we hit confirm. And success. Now we go to trading, and you'll see now it's in the trading sub wallet. So now here's what we do. We have two choices. We can see that if we hit trade on XLM, we can see that there's a USDT pair, an ETH pair, a ETH, whatever you call it, BTC pair, and a KCS pair, which is, I think, is Kucoin's token. So let's do this. Let's do, I mean, the trick is to go and see who has more liquidity, and you're not going to do a price movement too much by doing a market buy, which you shouldn't on Kucoin, but for $50, it doesn't matter. Let's do USDT. So here we are in, no, sorry, Kucoin. Here we are in our trading panel. We have to enter our 6-digit trading password, which you should have made when you created a Kucoin account. Do not forget this. Okay, valid 2 hours. So here we are presented with what it looks like, what the chart looks like for USDT and XLM. We have the sell orders, the buy orders, or sell orders and buy orders right here. We can do a couple different things. We can do a limit buy if you're not in time, if you're in a hurry, but we just did XLM on purpose because we're in a damn hurry, not only for this video, but because we want to catch a moving price of a token or coin before it gets out of the way. So we're going to do a good old-fashioned market buy. And we are going to sell XLM because we have XLM and we want to turn it into USDT so that we can trade it for Ergo. So I'm going to hit market right here. I am going to say 100% of my XLM, which is 497. Okay. And remember what it was worth? We had like 47 bucks worth, right? So here we go. I'm going to sell XLM. And you'll hear that nice little change coin sound. Okay. So then I'm going to hit the back button to take me back to my trading account. Sometimes it takes a second to do that, and if you have a big market buy, it may only fulfill partial order. So let me actually go back here. So at that point, you'll see down here, you'll see in the lower left-hand side that, you know, maybe only $25 of your market order sold because the spread is too big and nobody's selling at the price that you just tried to. So be careful of that. If you go back to the trading panel and only half of it's there, a quarter of it's there, come back here and see it down here where you can cancel it, and then you can either aim for a lower price and try to sell it if you want to, you know, swap it fast. Alrighty. So here we are back on the trading. We have USDT. So if you click, and you'll notice 47.39. What did we lose? Like 20 cents on that deal? That's, you know, awesome. Fantastic. Some good depth there. Trade, you'll notice Ergo is not listed for USDT. There are too many to list, essentially, and it's just listing the top ones that it feels. So what are we going to do? Oh, it doesn't think USDT is a small balance now, you son of a biscuit. All right, so we are going to look up Ergo here. And there it is. Now if we trade next to Ergo, you'll see that there's our Ergo USDT pair. So here we go. We'll click it, and we're just going to repeat exactly what we did. We can see the chart right here. We can see the buy orders, sell orders right here. And we can see the recent trades here. So again, if you want to do a limit buy, you click limit and you set your price, you set your amount, and you hit buy Ergo, and you'll see it sit here until it's fulfilled. We are going to do, I mean, there's also grid as well. If you want to do a grid bot here, neat. I should play with that. Anyway, another video for that. So we're going to do a market buy, and we are going to do 100% USDT, and we're going to buy some Ergo. Right now it's at 125 here, which is that cheap? Let's see what these guys have it at. Yeah, we get it for a penny off. Fantastic. Look at that. So we're going to buy Ergo. Cha-ching. Fantastic. Let's hit back. I mean, you can refresh if you want here. And if your sell or buy orders is clear, your open orders is clear, it means everything went through. So let's go back to the trade account. And there we go. You see that we have successfully purchased 37.6259 Ergo, which is worth 47.36. And I think that's worth more than what we just sold USDT for. I can't remember that. We'll have to look in the video. Okay, so notice we can't do anything with it except trade or transfer. So once again, we're going to transfer it back into we're going to swap. We're going to transfer from the trading account to the funding account. We're going to max it, and we're going to confirm it. Okay. Now we go back to funding main account, and you'll see the Ergo there, and that's interesting. And we want to withdraw it. Now, let's take a special PSA and talk about exchanges, central exchanges, and self-custody. So when your funds are in Kucoin, and Kucoin is a business, I'm not dissing Kucoin at all. It's how these things work. It is what it is. Your funds are in their wallet, okay? Their keys, their wallet. If at any time Kucoin has issues, hacks, anything that happens to it, liquidity issues, let's say their node is having issues, and you want to get your money out of it, your Ergo out of it, they have the power to stop that from happening at will. For whatever reason, they can stop that. There's no reason, unless you're using like grid bots or some sort of, you know, spot trading or that kind of thing where you're making money off grid bots and trading, there's no reason really to keep your funds on an exchange, a central exchange. We have beautiful wallets in the Ergo ecosystem, ones that let you keep your keys and only you have those keys. Self-custody, you're in full control of your assets. We highly, highly recommend that you continue on with the next steps. Use Nautilus, use Ergo Mobile, and put your funds in your own hands. Now that comes with a risk. You know, with years and years of you know, being involved in the banking system and being able to go to a bank and saying, "Oh, I accidentally sent this to somebody, you know, can we fix this?" Or, you know, my paycheck was sent somewhere else, you know, this is wrong, can we refund that? The issue here is that there's nobody holding your hand, there's nobody babysitting you for those decisions. So self-custody means self-custody. You are fully responsible for everything. If you screw up and you send your funds to somebody else, best you can do is maybe send them an NFT with a little smiley kitten that says, "Please, I'm so sorry. Send back 3/4 of my funds. You can keep 1/4 of them because I just screwed up." You know, you may get lucky, you might not. But it's all in your hands. So let's move forward while we wait for this. Perfect. So I'm going to use my TipperBot wallet right here to receive these ERG. Okay. In Nautilus, you'll see we have, in the main tab, we'll have all our assets listed. And we have an NFT gallery here of some NFTs that we have. Let's see if we can get this error to pop up. Sometimes it does. For the NFTs, the IPS provider, which is, I think, Cloudflare, likes to mess up sometimes. So if we click on this and we get a broken image, you'll see in the upper left-hand corner here will be the actual broken image. You simply right-click that and you hit Open Image in New Tab. And that was not it. Let's try to get it to break real quick. We have time in this video. This is going to be the one time that it doesn't break on us. Oh my gosh, it is. Let's try again. There we go. So if you try to hit it repeatedly like that, Cloudflare's like, nope, you're hitting it too fast. So what we do is we click on Degen Divers. You see this little guy here? We open a new tab, and there you go. Cloudflare has to do, make sure you're not a bot and that kind of bullcrap. So there you go. Unfortunately, it's what makes Cloudflare Cloudflare. So if you try to hit it too many times too fast, it's going to do that. So here we go. Then we have a receive tab. This is your address, your default address. You can make new addresses, derive them from your wallet, but things you have to be careful of is that if you some dApps are a little bit more simple and don't allow you, like if we're connecting to a DEX, it may not allow you specifically to choose addresses inside it yet. So it's technically usually better to hit it with your default address. You're going to have less problems connecting to DEXs and that kind of thing. So we're going to use our default address right here, and you can see that it knows it has assets and ERG in it right there. So we'll copy that. The next one is a send tab. We can go to that in a sec. And then there's dApps, which wallet optimization, which is a whole nother video. We can talk about it sometime. Okay, so now that we have our receive address, starts with a 9, ends with a P. And I'm not being too careful about double checking my addresses just because we're only sending 37 ERG, and we'll just check the tail in the front. So we hit withdraw, and we're going to select the coin Ergo. We are going to paste in our address, and I'm pasting in this plain text just because I don't want any weird formatting coming on. That starts with a 9, ends with a P. Fantastic. Select network. There's only one Ergo network as of now. And we can choose all just by clicking it. And we have, without KYC, we have a 24-hour withdrawal limit of 20,000 USDT, which is fine for now. We can put in remarks if you want to, and we're taking it from our funding account, of course. So here we go. We hit withdraw, and we're probably going to come up with a KYC. Yep. We're going to come up with confirmation, withdrawal amount, withdraw to, network Ergo, safety phrase. We don't have one on this account, but you can add one. So let's hit confirm. I'm going to send my SMS code, and I need my trading password. Let me type in this first. That's not the right one. writing password. And we submit. Okay, confirm withdrawal initiated. I think this is the first time I've submitted to that address. And I am definitely blocking out these other addresses so you can't see. You have some time to cancel here, simply because it's going through its own set of verifications first before it even tries to send it out. If we hit view transaction, we're probably not going to get anything. If you look in the lower left-hand side of my screen, you can see that it has not created a TX ID for me yet. That means it is not actually there. You can see with the other ones there is a TX ID. So here's what happens if I hit it. It doesn't exist, see? So it has not left Kucoin's system yet. So this is not an Ergo issue. This is a Kucoin thing. All right. So if if we were relying just on Ergo itself, we'd be privy to the 2-hour block time. But I just got an Ergo monitor alert right here. Let me see if I can bring this over and show you. And there it is, right at the bottom here. So Ergo monitor knows that I have a TX coming in right there at the bottom for 37 ERG, and it gave me the transaction link too. So let's open that up. And let's see if Kucoin is even up to, well, actually that was extremely fast. Fantastic. So there we go. It is unconfirmed still. We have to wait until we see it. Let's check Nautilus. And we can switch between, which one do I want to do? There we go. Switch between these two to update it. Let's see that little circle there. Still not there. So you can see it's not going to show up until it's actually confirmed in the blockchain. And while we're waiting, we can explain a little bit how UTXO works. You can see that the Kucoin wallet right here sent 37 ERG to me, a transaction fee, and it sent 212,000 ERG to itself again. See how those addresses are the same? That's exactly how UTXOs work. So we have one box, which is, well, we actually had 4 boxes here that had a combined 37 ERG in them and 212,000. It sent from those 4 boxes, 37 of went to this box, that went to the fee, and then it created another box back in here. So these boxes that housed the ERG are gone, no more. And now Kucoin has a single box with 212 ERG in it, and has my single box with 37.52 ERG in it. So let's see. Good block times this morning. This is fantastic. There we go. Boom. Nautilus sees it, refreshes, and it's good to go. So now let us go to, I didn't expect it to be this fast. I was thinking I'd have to cut, but this is great. Let's go to Spectrum Fi, and we'll launch app. Okay, so there are 2 things we can do here. I'm going to connect wallet, and it's actually, since I had another wallet connected, it's going to automatically connect to that. So what I need to do is I need to go to settings, and I need to, no, where is it? DApps, connected DApps right here. And you'll see that I have a saved connection for Spectrum. And right now it's remembering my trading wallet essentially, and not my tipper wallet, which I don't want to show you. So I'm going to trash that, and you can see everything I've connected to in the past with this wallet. So now that we're good, I'm going to hit connect. We're on the Ergo blockchain, Ergo network. Cardano's still in preview mode, so we'll hit connect. We're going to choose Nautilus wallet. If you're doing mobile, you would choose Ergo Pay, and it'd give you a QR code to scan. But we're using Nautilus. We get a pop-up. I'm going to choose my tipper wallet, and boom, there we go. There's 114 ERG all in there. So what we're going to do after this is, I don't think DuckPools is open. I don't think I have access to the, yeah, testing's closed, so I can't show you that. So what I'm going to show you is Sigmafi after this, which is a lending platform. So Sigmafi offers loans in essentially bonds. Anybody can submit something, a request, and it can be in SigUSD, it can be in Erg, it can be for some other token. But we're gonna play with SigUSD and Erg loans right now, so we can show you. So we are going to click that and go right to SigUSD. We have 114 Erg, we can trade all of it, and it shows us for $143, we'll most likely get about 142 SigUSD, US dollars worth. It shows us the liquidity pools down here. We can change them, and you'll see there are several liquidity pools, and you can see that some of them have no volume at all. So that means their liquidity on these pools are probably extremely low. And somebody just made them, I don't know, because they felt like it, who knows why. 41% fee, yeah, but you're free to make whatever liquidity pool you want to in Spectrum. That's another video I think that's being done for Ergo Summit that you could watch. But we're going to stick to the main liquidity pool, which has a TVL of 471, almost 500,000 right there. So that's a good one. You'll see that slippage tolerance 3%. That's going to be fine on a token that has very little price impact here, that has a huge liquidity pool. It's going to be fine, and we're not even going to trade that much. So let's go back up here. Let's do 10 Erg. That'll give us 12 SigUSD. Everything looks good here. You can hit more and see the execution fee, which is tiny, and the miner fee, which is absolutely tiny. So here we are doing a swap on Ergo with very few, very little slippage, very little price impact, and a minimal amount of fees. Absolutely insane. Once you do this and you go, I will admit on this video that I've been involved in some meme coins once in a while. And once in a while when you pop out there to try to do something for fun, you realize how shitty it is to have to worry about gas fees, to have to worry about all that kind of stuff, have to worry about the decks that you're working on. You're really spoiled when you come here to Ergo to use these tools and the blockchain. Yeah. Once you step out again after using it for a while, you're like, what the hell is going on? How do people put up with that every day? So here we go. So we're gonna hit swap on Spectrum. I'm swapping 10 Erg for 12 SigUSD. We're gonna confirm the swap. Nautilus is going to ask us for our password. Notice how it shows us that these are the assets leaving our wallet. 10 Erg are leaving our wallet. It's sending Erg to the contract right here, which is a Spectrum contract for 10, and it's taking a 2.002 Erg network fee. So let's do this. Okay, transaction submitted. And my Ergo monitor just beeped and said I sent 10 Erg, and it beeped immediately again and said that 12.59 SigUSD is coming back to me. So Spectrum's very fast in that, gets it, sees it, sends it kind of thing. So let's go to the Explorer. And we are unconfirmed. Let's see how long this block time takes. Let me knock on wood, saying the other one came really fast. While we're waiting for that to come, let's head over to Sigmafi. And am I in the right wallet? I am 9F. Let me make sure I'm on the right wallet. Yes, I'm on the right wallet. It somehow sees that it's out of my thing. It must be reading the mempool as well. That's really interesting. Really cool. Nice. I didn't notice that before. So what I'm trying to say is that this transaction's unconfirmed. Nautilus knows it's unconfirmed because it still shows the balance in my wallet, but Sigmafi is saying, hey, we know you spent that 10 Erg, or it's in process of being transacted, so don't even try it here in Sigmafi. So that's really cool. I don't think I've seen that before in some of the DApp connectors. And you don't have to refresh this browser. The Explorer refreshes itself once it's confirmed. Okay, let's see. We have some loans that somebody put up for us that wanted the video. and it's not showing them because they're probably under collateralized. And we will sort by newest, so let's refresh. Let's see what we got here. And I may have to bring up my Telegram to see the pictures of the ones he sent me. One moment, please. Okay, 1 SigUSD was the first one. That'd be funny if somebody took it. Oh, am I hallucinating here? Because I don't see it. I think somebody took it just to test it as well. That's really, really funny. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see if there's other ones there. They were both for 1 SigUSD. So we'll have to come back and do this in a sec. Well, actually, we can do it ourselves. Yes, let's see. We can make it and loan it to ourselves. So I can show you both windows. Let's go to my, do I have any erg in here? To erg. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to go to, we're going to make to a loan and we're going to fulfill it with a different wallet. So I'm going to disconnect this wallet. We're going to connect Nautilus and we're going to connect my main wallet. And there we go. We have 2.8 erg in here. And we're going to do a new loan request. So this is essentially saying, hey, I want this for this amount. So let's say we want SigUSD, because that's what we got out with the other wallet. So we want 1 SigUSD. We want it for 1 day. Let's see, can we do 1 hour? We can't do points, so we'll have to do 1 hour, and I'll come back and show you the liquidate button. We'll do 0% interest. We'll add collateral, and we'll add erg, 1 erg. So you can see that 1 SigUSD we know is about $1.26, $1.25. So if we're putting up at 0 interest, we're putting up 1 erg as collateral. That means that we are 126% collateralized to loan ratio. Let's say that we had 10% interest. You can see that it goes down because this collateral needs to account for both the amount borrowed and the interest. Okay, these are essentially dumb smart contracts in that everything is all packaged up tightly and nicely into one thing, and there are two things that can happen. Either the loan expires and you don't pay, or you pay back the loan before it expires. So the way the smart contract works is it has to account for both. So if you pay back the loan on time, you are paying back what you borrowed and the interest at that time. Okay? It's the flat interest rate. It's whatever the interest was going to be for the entire length of the loan. The interest is not prorated. So if the loan liquidates, the lender has to be able to collect it from you. And since it's a smart contract, it can't go out and ask you for it if you're liquidating. So what it does, let me repeat slowly. 2 things. Where's my fingers? 2 things. When I'm making a lending request, I have to bundle in my interest into the loan collateral so that if I default on the loan, the lender gets my collateral and the lender gets my interest in one shot. Okay? If I pay back the loan on time, I pay back the loan and I pay back the interest. Again, I pay back the loan and the interest. That goes to the smart contract, the lender, and then the smart contract releases the collateral to me, which also includes the interest that I prepaid when I made the loan. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. Play it back slowly if it doesn't. So here we go. We have 1 SigUSD. We're looking for 116% SigUSD, 10% interest, 1 erg. It's going to go for 1 hour. So I will show you the collateralized button after this, this liquefy button after this. We're going to hit confirm. Gosh, I hope nobody picks it up but myself. Let's make sure it's not tasty, actually. There we go. That's definitely not tasty. All right, perfect. We're going to confirm. Remember, always read your transactions. 0.5 is leaving our wallet, and we're sending the transaction fee, and there's the network fee. That must be creating a new box, I guess. So here we go. Transaction submitted. Okay, so let's view that on Explorer. So let's go back to this Explorer. This was our 10 ERG to SigUSD from Spectrum. And if we go to that wallet, for the tipper wallet, you will see that now we're down to 104. And we can search up here, and there's 12.59 SigUSD. So transaction's complete. It's all ours. We don't have to wait for some crazy, 15 confirmations like you do at some central exchanges. With a DEX, it's simply, you get a confirmation. First confirmation, it's confirmed it's in your wallet. It's spendable, it's usable. That's the beauty of DEXs. Okay, so we have, what's it called? What I want to show next. Ongoing loans. Dashboard, sorry. Nothing to show yet. Open orders, loans, nothing to show. Debits, that's what we have. So I'm not going to show you this, I'll blank this out, but there is something here that I have already for this wallet for a loan. But as soon as this transaction is verified, let's refresh. As soon as this is verified, it should show up in my dashboard here. So let's actually, is there anything to talk about? Will we wait, or should we just fast forward? I guess we can go back to open orders. We can go to market. We can go to ongoing loans. So here's a tab up here on Sigmafi where you can see ongoing loans. And you can see somebody picked up those 2 loans that were meant for me to be testing, which is really funny. I don't know why they would do that, especially because it's 2 days in one day. Maybe they were testing out things as well. But here we go. Here's a list of all the locked loans in here. 272,000 SigUSD worth of locked loans. You can see that. Is there a button to hide under collateralize? Not here. Okay. You can see that as the price of ERG shifts, we have fully collateralized loans, but let's go to the bottom here for older loans. You can see that these loans are probably collateralized well when they first started out. But since the price of ERG, since Sigmafi opened, I think ERG was around 170, 160, 150. Since ERG is, the bear market's bringing it down to 125, 126, you'll see these loans appear as uncollateralized. And one thing I want to stress, unlike other lending protocols, nothing auto liquidates. It does not in this version of Sigmafi. You make the loan, and there's 2 things, as I said, 2 ways that it can be done is you pay it back or you liquidate it because you haven't paid it back after the expiry. Okay, and if you noticed, one thing I didn't show you or explain very well, during loan requests, if I do a new loan request, you'll see that the term is in days, months. This is done by block time, so it's not exact. On average, Ergo has a 2-minute block time, and that's shown over a long period of time. Okay, so it's going to be 86,400 blocks for 4 months. So you need to pay attention. You just check your loans. It could go an hour before you expect, an hour after you expect, depending on the overall block time for that. That makes sense? Great. Let's go here. How's our block? Perfect. We have the transaction. So let's go back to our dashboard. And there is our open order. And notice it's not in the debits. It's not in the debits, it's in the open orders, and I have not taken any loans, so nothing's going to be there. So nobody's picked that up. So let's go scoop that up before it's too late. We're going to disconnect this wallet, and we're going to connect my tipper wallet, which has a SigUSD loan in there. And we're going to go to market. And let's refresh. And we're going to uncheck hide under collateralize because it shows up now. So there it is. Let's lend to this puppy. 1 SigUSD there, and confirm. So we're just going to verify a thing. So this is a loan for 1 SigUSD. We are lending 1 SigUSD. They're giving 0.5 Ergo collateral, which in, a couple months that might be fine, but right now it's absolute shit. The terms for 1 hour. The interest is 0.1 SigUSD, which is 10%. Not much on that small amount. The borrow, it shows the wallet, so you can go, crazy girl spy on it. And service fees are either so low or not even there. Maybe they don't charge on this end, but I can't remember. So we're going to confirm it. We'll do it. So here we go. Once again, read your transaction. That much ERG is leaving our wallet with SigUSD, 1 SigUSD. It's sending it to a contract, and it's sending this to the external address. And more. It's sending a transaction fee, another transaction fee, and the network fee. Here we go. And my Ergo monitor just went off. It said that I sent 1 SigUSD and to that wallet. So let's see. So I must have missed the transaction, but let me show you how you can do this. So here is this tipper wallet, okay? There's my address. If I go to the old transaction, and I go to, let's take this 9i wallet, and I click on it. Now, if you see in the upper top here, we can just replace this wallet with the wallet that I want to replace it with. And you'll see that this does a lot of transactions. Wow. You'll see that here's a confirmation. I mean, here's the thing. You'll see all my other sends as well. But this is a good way to see if you miss the transaction notification and you skip it, you can go to Explorer and search by address and then click on the transaction and then see the actual thing. Okay, so how are we doing here? We are in our tipper wallet, ongoing loans. Nothing's there yet because we aren't confirmed. In the meantime, I'm going to put up another loan and I'm going to give it to myself and then I'm going to pay it back so that you can see how that process is. So let's do it from, let's do it from the other wallet because we have SigUSD here. Same thing, we'll connect with the main wallet. Okay. And we will do a new loan request. We will do SigUSD, another one, 1 SigUSD. Doesn't matter how many days. We'll do 10% interest, add collateral of ERG, and we'll do 0.5 ERG, so it's not tasty to anybody else. We're double checking and triple checking every single number here, folks. I can't stress enough how much you have to double and triple check this. If you don't and you hit confirm, you're screwed. Like I said earlier about being in custody of your own keys, you're done. It is immutable smart contract. There is no getting it out until the loan expires or the person liquidates that lends it to you. So we're going to confirm. We're looking for 1 SigUSD. We're going to give 0.5. And we can view that on Explorer and wait for that to process. This is totally normal, but it hasn't hit the mempool yet. Sometimes it takes a second. There we go. Don't freak about that. Still waiting on a confirm there. While we're waiting for that, we will go and let's see, we'll disconnect this. And we'll connect our tipper again so that we can actually pick up that loan. Refresh. And is it there already? Did we get that in that block that fast? Oh, damn. That's amazing. We caught the tail end of the block right at the processing time. So that's fantastic. So let's lend to that. I know it's me, so I trust myself, I hope. Okay, let's close that window. Let's see what is going on here. So this is a good, I'm glad this is happening. This is a good time to have Ergo Monitor installed on Telegram so that you know If the UI is failing you, yeah, see? Yep. Yeah, so we know that it did not go through and our UI has failed us as opposed to it going through and just not seeing it because I did not get an alert on Telegram that a TX went through. So let's try this again. Just a little snafu on that end. Boom. Hit it again. Once more. It's very handy to have this right here, Ergo monitor, on your Telegram hookup so that you can actually know if a UI is freezing on you or dying on you, as opposed to your transaction going through and trying to do something twice. Okay, great. So let's see here. Where are we? That transaction is done. I'm losing track of my transactions. So the first thing that I did, the first loan that I did was for 1 hour. I'll stop the video and come back in a little bit to show you what the liquidate button looks like. But the loan that I just did was to show you what it's like to pay it back. And since we are paying back from my main, the main wallet right here, we should have, and notice how it's still sitting there. It's going to sit there until it's done in the mempool and it's confirmed. Now, now what could happen is somebody with their own node and writing their own TX could maybe steal this for you during that time because you're sitting in a public, using a public node for your transactions. So it's all fair game until that puppy gets confirmed. And the good thing about Ergo is if it gets confirmed by them and your transaction is not included in this block, then you get your transactions back. It fails and your money never leaves your tokens never leave your wallet. So that's the beauty of Ergo as opposed to other chains that I won't speak about. But let's see. This is going to be the time where we have a 5-minute block. Watch. Anything else I can show you while we're waiting, or should I pause? We're back here. Dashboard. Open orders. Is that one? Loans. Oh, yeah, it should show on debits now. Yep, so you'll see that initial one that was 1 hour, 46 minutes left, 22 blocks left. 44 minutes, 22 blocks is right there. And I have another one that is 10 months, 221,000 blocks left. So that is interesting. Let's go back to open orders. Oh, it's done. Okay, so perfect timing. So this one that we did for 1 day is there. We put up 0.5 ERG as collateral. Repayment is 1.1 SigUSD because we did, I thought we did 10% interest. This doesn't show you the interest that you chose on the repayments, which is interesting, but I think that's something they're working on. So we're going to repay this. We took out a 1.1 SigUSD loan. Oh my gosh, do we? I don't think we have in the right wallet. Let's see. I don't think I have that much SigUSD in that wallet. I'm gonna have to transfer some to myself. I didn't think of that. Oh, I have 2. Perfect. Great. Because I borrowed 2. And we're going to default on the other one, so it doesn't matter. Fantastic. So yes, you have to make sure you have enough SigUSD to pay it back. So 1.1 SigUSD includes this 1 Sig I borrowed plus 10% interest, which makes 1.1 SigUSD, and it's paid back in the currency that you borrowed. And if you notice, the interest when you ask for the loan, the interest you package in with the loan is packaged in with your collateral. So it's interesting that it's different like that. So depending on what price goes up and what goes down, it may be wiser to let the loan liquidate for your own benefit as opposed to paying it back, depending on where it went. So let's repay this one. All it's doing, we hit repay. It's saying that we're going to get our 0.5 ERG back. We're going to send 1.1 ERG. Done. We've just done a loan to ourselves and paid it back. And one of us made money. One of us made 10% interest. my other wallet. So that's that. So I am going to stop this for the time being, and I'm going to come back in about 45 minutes after this loan expires, and I'll show you what the liquidate button looks like for the lender. All right, I'll put the hat on of the lender. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, here we are back again, and you can see I'm hiding this loan for my own privacy purposes, but you can see the other loan is gone because it was paid back and it disappears from our debts. Nothing there, of course. So this is, again, this is this wallet, which is the borrower wallet. And so now you can see that since the term elapsed, we have passed our term of payback. We have no option to pay it back. We are done. We missed the payback window. We cannot pay it back. We are at the mercy of the lender. You know, it's up to the lender to liquidate this loan. Right now, that is all them. Either it sits in the smart contract until the heat death of the universe, or the lender liquidates. So I'm going to show you what it looks like from the lender's side to liquidate. So just to be clear, you took their 1 SigUSD, and you know, I took their 1 SigUSD. I didn't pay it back. So I have their 1 SigUSD right now. Let's see in the, this is this wallet. And you can see I have their 1 SigUSD. And they have my 0.5 ERG. So I've made off on this loan because I didn't provide enough collateral. So good for me, bad for me who lent it. So let's go and connect to the wallet that lent this wallet money. So you can see, here we go. Now in the loans category of the lender, I can now liquidate because the term processed 54 minutes ago, it was up. 27 blocks have passed since the loan maturity, and we have permission to liquidate. So I am going to hit liquidate. We can view the TX. You hopefully just heard the beep, which signifies Ergo monitor that I have initiated a TX and something's either coming in or exiting my wallet. And there we go. We can see that this is the wallet of my tipper bot, the 9F. We can see that coming to my wallet is the 0.5 ERG that was used for collateral. And I don't know what percentage I had, but that should also be in there somewhere. And this is remaining from my wallet. This is the other UTXO that's coming back to my wallet from items that were already in my wallet. So there it is. We have, and I don't think we're going to get lucky as we have been with like catching the block right at the tail. So we get like 30-second block times, transaction times, but you'll get the hint. Once this is done, once I've liquidated it, this disappears and everything's wiped. Smart contract's gone, paid, done, and I have the liquidation that I just did. The person, the other wallet that we did, has the 1 SIG that I lent them permanently. It's all gone, severed, done, nothing we can do. And you know, from 5 minutes ago, you saw that the opposite happened. That wallet was able to pay back the 1 SigUSD. I received that 1 SigUSD, same thing. Loans went away, disappeared from that page. So that's it. If you want to go back out of the crypto ecosystem, you can essentially take this in reverse. You can go from the SigUSD to Ergo, back to Kucoin, swap it for something that Coinbase has, send it back to Coinbase, and cash out and deposit to your bank that way. So that's essentially the path that we have to take as U.S. residents to interact with that. That's the easiest way that I found. And as you saw in the first part of the video, it really doesn't take that long. It's just a few transactions and being patient. And if you're DCAing in, then you don't need to do a fast chain transfer from Coinbase to Kucoin, but XLM is, you know, zero fee there for the transfer, so that was handy. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, please jump in the Ergo Telegram or Discord chats, and ask away. We're always happy to help. Ciao, everybody.